Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. Good afternoon, everybody. It's about 2 o'clock on Friday. I want to do a video today about simplicity of living. It's really going to be a coffee time video. What that means is going to be many topics. It may be a long video, it may not be. But we're going to talk about simplicity of living here in the Philippines. I've had this question asked to me quite a few times. What do Filipinos actually want out of life? What is a Filipino looking for? Well, we're going to talk about that briefly. We're going to talk about living in here in the Philippines and the visas. And we're also going to we're going to get into that and maybe other topic too if I don't run out of time here to be jabbering. Simplicity of living. We all get accustomed to certain things and we like it a certain way. If you've lived in the States or whatever country in the world, you like things a certain way, and you don't like change from those. Well, when you come to the Philippines, you're going to have constant change. And if you're not able to deal with that, it's probably not a good idea to come to the Philippines. The reason for it is this. Example. Power went out last night. 12 hours. No big deal. No worries. It's always out. Come back on because it wasn't hot. Come back on. Went out this morning. Okay, no big deal. Why did it go out? Don't know. Do I care? Yeah, but I don't care. Went out again. It's hot. It's hot. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's back on now. You got to be able to deal with that. Internet work, internet don't work. Lights work, they don't work. I may not be able to get the particular food that you want, don't like. You got to have that simplicity of life living and get that thought out of your mind. When you go to town, pick up a part, for an example, and you have this particular part that you need. A toilet. I'm dealing with this now. My toilet is leaking, and it's one. You just unscrew it, take it out, and you go get a cartridge. You bring it back, put it in. It's got the two things in. You push down the buttons, and it flows in. It flows up with the flow valve. They're three separate entities. Okay, fine. Can't find it, but it was there last week. Okay, closest one I know is about 20-25 miles. It's a 40-minute drive there. Hassle around. It's a half-day job. Just kidding. So that's not going to happen. So, but simplicity, getting a driver's license. Go down, get your driver's license, come back the same day. Same in U.S. You got to renew your driver's license. I mean, you may need to take an eye test or something like that, or a hearing test, and you come back same day. It doesn't work that way here. You may need to go to, I'm just going to say, fill out a paperwork and go to drop it off. Here, it's requirements. So now to get a driver's license, it takes a couple, 2 or 3 days. To go get your tag for your car in U.S., very simply, you go down to tag agency, you set in line for whatever long, usually 10, 20 minutes. I've never seen anything longer than that. I've had many vehicles. And you're out of there. If you have set an hour, who cares, right? Here, it doesn't. It takes 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. I mean, the last LTO I had to set at was, I think it was 4 hours, start to finish. And where you renew your car, like I said, the tags, the insurance, things like that are self-explanatory. They're pretty easy to get here. The things that you think that you can get a tool, 2x4s. I went to go get some 2x4s. They've had them always. They don't have them. Ordered them. So they're coming in on Thursday and they're not here yesterday. And so we got to go 40 miles to get them. No worries. You just deal with that. So the simplicity of life is not always going to be the way it is. You schedule an appointment for your teeth. You go there, there's 40 people in line, and the appointment means nothing. So you just have to be able to, if you're not able to deal with the time of waiting, you're not going to be here. Won't last here. You have to be able to have the patience to wait to where it gets your time. Paying electricity bill for us where we live, we have to physically go there. We don't have the luxury of paying it online. Well, it can take up to 8 hours a day to pay one electricity bill. Yes, it can. It's just the way it is. It's the way it's always been. It's never been it's hard. Water bill, easy. You just go there, you pay it. The internet bill, we wire them Gcash. Perfect. All done. But you can't do your electric that way. But I went and I needed a tool for doing something that I was doing in the yard. It was just a simple thing. It was a pair of needle nose pliers. Well, I go to town, and I went to go get a pair, and they didn't have them. So I went to what they call their DIY store. I figured they'd have it there. No, they didn't have it. So I go to another store. I said, it's a simple thing. How do they not have it? So I went to Ernie's garage there. Went there. They had a pair, but it was so huge. I mean, things were this big. So you can't use those. I said, I just need a simple pair. Well, I had 6 pair in the garage, and they became missing. Sometimes people borrow my tools. Family, friends. Where they go, I don't know. So I said, okay, I will go. See, that's another thing. They go off the shoulder. Don't worry about it. It's okay. So things just kind of happen that way. So I said, okay, I know where there's a pair. We have to go to City Hardware, and we have to go over there, and that's 40 minutes there, 40 minutes back, and the hassle. And it's ended up being 3-4 hours just get a pair of pliers. Not worth it. We'll go there and get it. I just want that whole big project. We waited on that. Now, why do I need needle nose pliers? I just need needle nose pliers to fix to get the clamps out from where I need to get it, because my hands are so big to get in there and get it, and Ruth can't get it. She don't have the strength. So I will get it taken care of myself. So simplicity of things like that, you just have to be prepared for, and people don't really realize that. Now, what are women looking for in men? Here in the Philippines, number one thing they're looking for is a man that's stable and can take care of them the rest of their lives. The thing that it is like anything else, men have to be men here. Where in the States, they don't have to be men in the States. Men can be a man, but he doesn't have to be a decision maker in the States. Female can be a decision maker. He doesn't have to be responsible, because some women make more money than men. So they don't have to be responsibly in charge, in tune with the finances. In other words, they don't have to bring in all the bucks. In some cases, they have less control in the States on decision making, where Filipina wants not to worry about the tasks. She wants the man to make all the business decisions. She wants the man to bring in the dollars. Wants the man to take care of her and her children. Or if they don't have children, to have children and take care of them and their children. And she would take care of all the duties at home. And she would take care of cleaning the house, maintaining the house, and do whatever needs to be done. Raising the children, and won't complain. And they normally don't. So that's what they're looking for. They're looking for somebody that is old school but faithful. And that's the reason Americans love to tend to go this way, which is understandable, and they want to find that, which is understandable. And where in the States, you really are dependent upon that person, whoever it is. Now, are the women out there? My mother was like that, dependent on my father. And there's nothing wrong with it, and it lasted fine all the whole years. But he left her sustainable cash that she didn't have to worry about it anyway. So when he left, it was easy for her. She could pay a bill. She had the money. She didn't have to work. So it was all okay. And that's another thing, the reason why I make the decision to head that way to the States. Because it gives me the decision that I want to be like my father. I was taught that way, and I want to be like that. So I want to entail that, and I'm entailing that into RR to teach her that that's the kind of person she wants to. And she told me this day before yesterday, because I was shocked. Daddy, you know something? I've been thinking. I want to find someone just like you. I said, really? You're 14, you'll be 15 next month. Why would you say? She says, I want to find someone just like you. Why? You're honest. You have great integrity. You don't lie, for sure. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. Even when you can't do it, you do it. And you're always there no matter what. And I don't have to worry about money. I don't have to worry about health. My teeth hurt, I can tell you. I don't have to worry about anything. Before, Mommy and I, we had to worry about my teeth. And Mommy had no money. Sometimes we had no food. We would eat just rice from Sister. Sometimes they did not have food. We would eat rice from Sister. Sometimes, Daddy, I needed papers and pens. Mommy did good, when she was there, but come back home OFW, there was no job and no money. So did not have things. I did not have shoes sometimes. My shoes we tried to tape the bottom. And I said, okay, so that brings up another great thing. So simplicity, and it tears into, because, of doing that. What I mean, simplicity is, in the States, there's different type of organizations, there's Goodwill, there's many places you can go to get a little help. Here, there's nothing like that. You can't get help for anything here. If your family don't take care of you, or a neighbor don't take care of you, you're in trouble. If you need flip-flops and shoes, which they do, we've given away, and Bud Brown's given away hundreds and hundreds of pairs. I'm not sure if we've not given away 1,000 pair of shoes since I've been here in 7-8 years. And so that's something that a Filipino is looking for. And it's understandable. I would too. If I was in their shoes, I would do that. And how do you blame them? So why are men coming here? It's because of that exact reason. And whether they live here or stay, or whatever they decide to do and say it's what I want to be, that's up to them. A lot of people get angry. A lot of Filipinos get angry. Why are you angry? Too many American here. Take away all my good Filipinas. The guy said that to me. I said, who do you care? You got a good Filipina? Yeah, but if I want another Filipina. I said, if you want another Filipina and your wife's sitting there, you better look out. She's going to pop you in the head. He said, joke. I said, well, it ain't no joke to her. Look at her. But that's the thing. Filipinas want stable life, and who wouldn't and who doesn't? I want that. Everybody wants that. I want to have stable income so I can make a stable life for my family. And that's everybody's goal. What really bothers me, I got to tell you this from the bottom of my heart, is the Americans that are coming here, and they say to themselves, it's okay, I don't worry, I got my pension. No worries. You get married, you have 1, 2, 3 kids, you die 10 years from now. Say die 10 years from now. What in the heck is your wife going to do for a living and your kids are still under the age of 18? What are they going to do for a job? What are they going to do for money? So many guys are coming and not planning for the girls, not planning for their sons, not planning for anything. And they don't care. I asked an American yesterday, as in the store, you have a future. I don't know this guy. I walk up. I said, hi, my name is Tom. He said, hey, I'm Joe. I said, nice to meet you, Joe. We got to jabbering for 10 minutes, and finally he says, I know you, that channel. I said, yeah. I said, I got to ask you a question. Since you know me from the channel, I got to ask you a question. Do you have a future for your children? They're 5 and 7. He goes, no. I said, so if you died, your wife dust out of money, right? No money? That's right. Would you be willing to do an interview? No. Those guys that do interviews are crazy, go on there, and then they go on and saying they married to someone, and they do that. He goes, no. But I will tell you that my story is, I do have $50,000. Now, I do plan on leaving that to them. I said, okay. And that's for them. I said, all right. So you die, they got $50,000. And they're young, and your wife is young. How long do you think that'll last them? How much do you think $50,000 will last someone? And he's thinking, I said, I spent at least $300 since I've been here, since I've been here. He goes, oh, I know. I spent more money here, he said, than I spent in the States. I said, why? Well, let me tell you why. He starts listing the things. I said, yeah, electric's more expensive, food's more expensive. Oh, sure, you can eat like Filipino and live cheaper, but he said I refuse to. So I have to buy the higher quality type stuff, and it costs me more than what I could eat in the States. But he goes in telling me expenses and things like that, and he says, yeah, it costs me a little more. I spend in the States about $1,300 a month, and I'm spending about $1,600 a month here. So I said, well, so you have that $2.5 million peso that you gave your wife when you die. What is she going to do with it? He says she probably won't last 2 years. They'd probably be lucky to last 1 year upon the current circumstances. And I said, yeah. So what would you do? He said, well, I would, and he thought about it a minute. He said, we're in Mercury because I'm trying to find medication in my leg. So I go outside and I said, you want to have a cup of coffee? He goes, no, I got to go. But he said, I will tell you this. I will meet you again and we'll have a long chit chat. He said, you know where I'm at. I do. And he said, I know where you're at. And he says, we all go end up at Ollie's anyway. He says, I'm there almost every day. And I said, me too. I said, I'm not every day, but a couple times a week. So, I said, we'll meet up. No big deal. So he says, no, this concerns me now after speaking to you. And he said, I'm really concerned about it. So really put a thought in my head today is if you're coming to the Philippines and you have a Filipina and you get married to her, and is she going to be able to survive on the money that you're going to give her? But what if you don't have any money? What if you're just broke? What if you come here to buy land and a house and you're just broke and you don't have any money? Well, she's got the land. Maybe she could grow something. Maybe a business. Well, honestly, businesses come and go so fast, you'd be wasting your time. Unless you're have a hardware store or something nobody else can start next day, because that's what they do. Unless you have a franchise no one can start. So you have to really figure out what you can do and what you can't do. But really overall, it's almost hard unless you have that influx of cash. He said, well, I could go back to the States and work. And I said, how old are you? He's 65. I said, okay, you can. He said, but I am concerned about it now since you really brought it up. And he says, I don't want these boys here really just hanging out. Sometimes we don't think about stuff like that, he said. And I said, well, I think about stuff like that and life in general all the time because that's the way life is. So we had a good conversation. We left it at that. We don't, excuse me, my throat. Sorry about that. This is the way life is. My throat and me. But, life is kind of tough that way. And, we kind of have to really take that decision and make that decision what is best. And I think if you're planning on coming here, take some money, either put it in somewhere in the States or put it somewhere. Keep a bank there, number one. No matter. Don't put your money here. Never put your money outside of the United States of America because it's not controlled here. They can take it. Same in Mexico. They can take it. No matter. They can take it anywhere in the world. They can take it. They can actually take your money. There's nothing you can do about it. You can take them to court. You can't charge them with a crime. You can't charge them with anything, even if you know who it is. So be careful. Anyway, so keep money there, and you might be able to do that. So something really to think about. God bless everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Tom and Ruth, Philippine Adventures.